Dear viewers, due to continuous rise in the number of COVID cases and the fears of a new wave, we are forced to switch the program to voice-over mode for a few days. As soon as the situation gets back to normal, we'll be back with the original format of the program. Thank you for your cooperation. Hello and welcome to the in-news series of Drishti IAS. Today we are going to discuss about Sri Ramanujacharya ji. This is very important from the perspective of preliminary facts and also GS means paper 1 as it is an art and culture subject. Also, with respect to sociology option, you must know about the basic tenets of the philosophy of Sri Ramanujacharya ji. The statue of equality is being erected in his honor, so that is why it is important for us to know about him. He was born in Sri Perumbudur, Tamil Nadu in 1017 AD. He dedicated his entire life for reformism and he left no stone unturned in dispelling darkness from the minds and lives of people. His ultimate objective was to inculcate Vedic way of life into society. He was a saint who propagated universal brotherhood. He embraced the untouchables, as they were called, and treated them on par with the elite. Seeing his compassion towards the oppressed and downtrodden, his delighted guru, name him in the comment segment, he honored him with the coveted title, M. Perum Annar. You are ahead of us. Sri Ramanujan named subjugated classes Thiru Kulathar. These are born divine. These people are born divine. He established the correct procedures for rituals performed in temples throughout India, the most famous being Tirumala and Srirangam. He was a great philosopher, saint, theologian, social reformer, and chief exponent of the Vishishta Dvaita school of Vedanta, or qualified non-dualism. His message was to shed the ego, serve all beings as service to God. To serve the beings is to serve the God. Serve society, which is the universal form of God. Nobody is infallible. Everybody makes mistakes. Do not humiliate anyone. What is of supreme importance is the purity of the mind and the deed, and nothing else will matter. So if we talk about his scriptures, he wrote 9 scriptures, the Navratnas. Vedartha Sangraha, a treatise presenting the tenets of Vishishta Dvaita, a reconciliation of different conflicting Shrutis. Sri Bhashya, a detailed commentary on the Vedanta Sutras. Sri Bhashyam is Sri Ramanuja's magnum opus. Remember this is for prelims, which is the greatest commentary on Brahma Sutras. This monumental contribution was part of the 3 wishes Sri Ramanujacharya ji fulfilled for his revered master and guru, Sri Yamunacharya. Know about this, who breathed his last even before meeting Sri Ramanuja in person. Gita Bhasya, a detailed commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. Vedanta Deepa, a brief commentary on the Vedanta Sutras. Vedanta Sara, another brief commentary on the Vedanta Sutras meant for beginners. Sarangati Gadya, a prayer of complete surrender to the lotus feet of Lord Shriman Narayana. Sriranga Gadya, manuals of self-surrender to Lord Vishnu. Sri Vaikuntha Gadya describes Sri Vaikuntha Loka and the position of the liberated souls. Nitya Granth, a short manual intended to guide the devotees about day-to-day worship and activities. Let's know about the Statue of Equality. So, the 216-foot tall statue was first proposed in 2018. It is located at the 45-acre scenic GR Integrated Vedic Academy at Mushintal near Shamshabad on the outskirts of Hyderabad. The statue was proposed and designed by Chinna GR. The ritual for the dedication of the statue started on Wednesday, that was on February 2nd, with over 5,000 Vedic scholars performing a Mahayajna. That is said to be the world's largest of its kind in modern times. Why to erect a statue of equality in his name? Because he was considered as an icon of equality. Why? The epitome of egalitarian thought he had, embraced those who were discarded by the society, which was very difficult at that point of time, brought light into their darkened lives, blessed them with mantras and 5 samskars. He gave them mantras for getting them, for actually including them. He was a very inclusive human being. He opened the temple doors for them and included them in the administration as well. He allotted 50% of the tasks as reserved for the rest of the communities, including the downtrodden. He was also a social reformer. He bridged the gap between the literate and illiterate, rulers and the ruled. He gave impetus to the concept of Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, the universe as one family. What is the relevance of his teachings today? First, we have to be very careful that he was inclusive. He brought the treasure of Vedic literature to the doorstep of the common man, irrespective of their caste. He was propagating unitary things, such as advocating the philosophy of Vishishtadvaita, qualified monoism, right? When we have monotheistic principles, the life becomes very easy and the spirituality is kind of revolutionized because we know how to build our own relationship with God without any sort of rituals and traditions. For mental health, he dispelled the Mayavad concept, not to run behind anything because the world is illusionary. Everything we need to improve ourselves is within us. For spiritual revolution, he became the preceptor of the Bhakti movement and the source for all other Bhakti schools of thought because he was an inspiration for mystic poets like Kabir, Mirabai, Ramanujacharya, Bhakta Ramdas, Tyagaraja and many others. For environment, he initiated the concept that nature and her resources like water, air, soil, trees are sacred. They should be protected from pollution, which we really need to inculcate into our day-to-day lives. Let's know about the previous year question. What kind of questions could come? The spirit and tolerance is not only an interesting feature of the Indian society from very early times, but it is also playing an important role in the present. Elaborate. We can use the tenets and the principles message of Sri Ramanujacharya ji here. The Bhakti movement received a remarkable reorientation with the advent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now here it could be Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ji, and also we can replace the personality of him with, of course, Sri Ramanujacharya ji. So any question like that could come as well. What makes the Indian society unique in sustaining its culture? We can use again the principles and messages of Sri Ramanujacharya ji along with others. Indian philosophy and tradition played a significant role in conceiving and shaping the monuments and their art in India. So here the Statue of Unity can be, of course, there is a direct relation to the teachings with the teachings of Sri Ramanujacharya ji and of course the statue. Okay. Now the question for you to practice is Ramanujacharya ji is the gigantic reservoir from which all present day schools of thoughts that advocate equality have flowed out as creeks, rivulets and tributaries. Comment. That's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay very, very updated and extremely safe, and thank you so much for watching.